All right, ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to work on Chapter 8, Lesson 5, and the concept we're learning about today is called LCM. LCM stands for Least Common Multiple. Now, if you remember back from earlier in the year, we have two different ways that we can look at this. So we talk a lot about factors, and factors are the two numbers that go together. So if I choose the number 8 and I ask you what the factors of 8, it's what two numbers multiply together to give you 8. So two factors of 8 would be like 2 times 4. So 2 and 4 would be the factors of 8. But multiples are the opposite. And multiples are like multiplication facts. So let's say if I choose 8 again. So multiples of 8 would be 8, and then the next one would be 8 plus 8, which would be 16. The next one would be 24. The next one would be 32. So it's adding by 8 every time. Or this would be 1 times 8, 2 times 8, 3 times 8, 4 times 8. 5 times 8 would be 40, and so on. And it would just keep going. And so these are multiples of 8. Okay, so factors are the numbers that multiply together to give you 8. Multiples are 8 times 1 times 2 times 3 times 4 times 5, and so on. So that is what the difference between multiples and factors are. And so today we're talking about least common multiple, which means the smallest multiple that is common to two or more numbers. So if we look at page number 577, so I'm going to turn this over so we got a grid here. So if we look at this on page 577, they talk about Tom hits golf balls at the driving range. So the values that they give us are 3, 4, and 6. So these are the three numbers that we need to find multiples of. So I'm going to put little equal signs here, and I'm using grid paper just to keep myself more organized. So I'm going to find out some of the multiples of 3. And so for 3, it's just counting by 3. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. And I'll stop there. I could keep going, but I should get about that many. You'll kind of get a feel for how many you need to get as you go. I'm going to do the same thing with 4. So I'm going to skip count with 4. We got 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. Well, they both ended on 24, so I'll just stop there. And then 6. We'll do skip counting with 6. So we got 6, 12, 18, 24. We ended with 24. So now what we're doing with least common multiple is we're trying to find out the least. So we all see that there's 24 as an ending number, but that's not the smallest one that's common to both. If I look through these, here's a 12, here's a 12, and here's a 12. 6 is not in all of them. It is in 3, but it's not in 4. Okay, 8 is not common to anything, 4 is not common to anything, and 3 is not common to anything. So the least common multiple of these numbers is right here at 12. So the LCM of these numbers is 12. Okay, and that's all that least common multiple is. It's just which multiple, the smallest one that's common to all the numbers. Okay, so let's do another example here. Guided practice on page 578. It gives me two numbers. It gives me the number 6 and it gives me the number 10. Okay, so I'm going to start with my multiples here. So I got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. If you don't know the times table, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 30, 36, 7, 8, 39, 40, 41, 42, 42, and then 48, and that's where I'll stop. That's probably too many, but we'll see what happens. So for 10, it's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and I can stop there. Okay, so with 10, you know they all end in 0. So with 6, if I look up here, which one ends in 0? It's 30. So my least common multiple for these is 30. So the LCM for this one equals 30. So let's look at number 2. My numbers they give me are 3 and 4. Let's find out what's common to these. We got 3, 6, 9, 12. I'm going to stop because we did it up here. 4, 8, 12. Boom, that's it. It's 12. So the LCM equals 12. All right, and that's all you do for these. It's really not that difficult. It just takes time if you don't know your multiplication facts. You saw me counting with my fingers. That's totally allowed. So the assignment for this is going to be page 579, page 579, and you're going to do 3 through 14. Ready, go.